It may seem inconceivable, but the notion that the money in your bank account naturally belongs to you is not a given. In the People's Republic of China, this is not just a baseless fear, but a reality that exists. Case 1. Difficulty in withdrawing the deceased relative's deposit due to unreasonable obstacles.
Really? So no cremation certificate means no kinship? I'm asking you, is this fake? Is my document fake? I didn't say it's fake. Here, tell me your work ID. I can complain about you, right? I can make a complaint against you, can I?
Case 2. Sudden and unexpected spending limit imposed by the bank without prior warning.
Friends, I am furious. I'm currently at Chengdu's Tianfu International Airport, about to leave the country. Just before my departure, I tried to buy a return flight ticket, because we were required to have a return ticket for traveling abroad. Guess what happened? My bank card has been restricted. I can't spend more than 1,000 RMB per day, can't transfer funds, and can't make payments over 1,000. I'm so angry. I just called the bank's customer service to ask why my limit was restricted. I used it just fine a couple of days ago, and even made a payment of over 2,000 RMB. It was only just now that I found out I've been restricted. All my money is in this card. I use it for my daily expenses. The bank told me some nonsense, but I had no patience to listen. I was livid. Now that my card's spending limit is restricted, it's crazy. What's happening to this society?
This unfortunate individual's phone conversation with a female friend who had a similar experience revealed the truth. Both had their bank spending limits restricted, one to 5,000, another to 1,000, and some even to as low as 500. Sharing this ordeal, they discovered it resonated with many. This was not an isolated incident, but a widespread phenomenon in China. Oh my God, my credit card suddenly stopped working. I don't know if you've experienced this. Last night I came back late from work and wanted to buy something to eat. When I tried to pay, the transaction was declined by the bank. This morning, I called the bank customer service and they told me there must be a problem with my card and advised me to visit a local bank branch. So after handling my child's affairs this morning, I plan to visit the bank this afternoon to find out what's happening. I'm already on my way to the bank. This woman, after filing numerous forms and negotiating with bank staff, felt treated like a criminal suspect. The reason given for freezing her account were simply that transactions were too frequent, a common occurrence for online business operators or even avid online shoppers. This suggests that infringing on depositors' rights in China requires merely flimsy excuses. Case 3. Being interrogated about the source of funds even when making personal deposits.
I just went to the bank to deposit money, and the bank staff asked me the reason for my deposit. They said they needed to record it and asked whether it was income from salary or business. I thought, aren't they just trying to trick me into getting taxed? Regardless of what I say, I risk being taxed. I said it was money from my parents. Guys, if you face a similar question while depositing money, be careful with your answer, or you might end up paying unexpected taxes. Proving that your money is indeed your money is becoming increasingly important.
Case 4. Unable to withdraw funds upon maturity of a fixed deposit. They won't let us withdraw our deposits. Our term deposits have matured, but they're not letting us withdraw. What kind of bank is this? I deposited 300,000 and now I've lost over 25,000. This money can't be deposited anymore. Don't deposit money in the agricultural bank. Don't deposit here. The bank is committing fraud, deceiving the elderly, not allowing withdrawals of matured fixed deposits. This is our elders.
You're disturbing public order.
I'm already disturbing public order, so call the police and have me arrested. You dare to bully anyone. I can't withdraw 300,000. How are we supposed to live? In 2022, widespread unprecedented incidents have begun to surface across mainland China, initially in small-town banks, but gradually affecting the larger ones. Such incidents are likely to deepen public mistrust in China's financial system. Even banks without issues might face runs by the public. Typically, the idea of a run on state-owned banks in China seems implausible. However, the Bank of China's Shenzhen sub-branch once issued an administrative penalty against 3 branches of the Bank of China in Shenzhen for misusing government deposits, leading to cash withdrawal difficulties at the Shenzhen Bank of China's Shiyuan branch. This indicates a liquidity issue in Shenzhen Bank of China's branches. Most Chinese banks carry out the service of local fiscal expenditures with higher level allocations and tax revenues of local finances generally managed by the local branches of the Bank of China. If the situation is as described in the public announcement about occupying and pressing down on fiscal deposits or funds, it means that the local government's funds have been lent out and not returned. If this is happening with such large sums of money, it becomes concerning as the savings of the people are at risk. Another possible reason is that government-backed real estate projects, such as Evergrande, are burdening the Bank of China's Shenzhen sub-branch. These situations increase the debts from housing loans and mortgages, and the public's fear for the safety of their deposits could trigger social unrest at any moment. The well-known and ongoing incident of the violation of depositors' rights in Henan's rural banks, which caused national upheaval, has led to the loss of lifetime savings for many. With no recourse for justice, the authorities suppress and arrest those seeking to assert their rights. According to the CCP's official magazine, Life Week, in April 2023, up to 400,000 depositors in China are unable to withdraw their funds. Although this represents a tiny fraction of China's vast population, it raises a concern. Aside from public officials and the powerful, who in China can confidently say they won't be the next victim of such misfortunes? Many are suddenly finding out that their money is not under their control, with no explanation provided. As similar cases spread across China, every individual faces the uncertainty of having such troubles. The lack of trust in the government and banks, once pillars of societal stability, is evident. In the current context, even minor challenges or changes can have a significant impact on individuals, contributing to broader societal stress. These situations underscore the potential for small, incremental issues to collectively precipitate more substantial societal shifts or challenges. The various anomalies in Chinese banks are leaving some in panic, others in anger, and many are still unaware of the looming crises. According to experts, the prudent move would be to transfer savings from smaller to larger, more stable banks. However, large Chinese national banks are also having similar problems. Therefore, for those who can, many are even considering moving funds overseas, particularly into US dollars. Indeed, many have already begun this process. In 2023, China's State Administration of Foreign Exchange reported that capital and financial account overflows in August amounted to $49 billion, increasing to almost $54 billion in September, the largest scale since late 2015. When experts observe that official Chinese data is notoriously unreliable, these figures alone suggest a panic-driven exodus of funds. In April 2023, major banks including Agricultural Bank of China, Shanghai Pudong Development Bank, and China Everbright Bank announced reductions in transaction limits for online banking services. Restrictions on online transfers and payments were accompanied by limits on offline withdrawals, leading to long queues at banks, even in first-tier cities like Shenzhen and Shanghai. This has fueled public speculation about the bank's liquidity and concerns over the accessibility of their deposits. Chinese state media has indirectly confirmed a wave of bank runs. On June 20, 2023, the People's Bank of China's Shanghai headquarters reported that cash allocation in early June was almost 4 times that of the same period last year. However, it's unclear if this will meet the public's withdrawal needs. In China, the common person's attempt to hedge against these risks may be futile. The harsh reality is that if you're slow to act, you might find yourself trapped in a dire situation with no escape. As panic spreads, so does anger. Like those Henan rural bank victims, people are asking why their money in Chinese banks has become insecure. The simple answer is a lack of funds. So where has the money gone? This is a great question. Delving deeper, this shortage can be attributed to various factors: maintaining an increasingly large public service and retired officials' welfare, military armament races, even higher spending on maintaining social stability, like suppressing depositors' rights in rural banks of Henan, investments in projects like the Belt and Road Initiative, and corruption funneling funds out of the country. As long as the economy grows, the question of where did the money go could be overshadowed. But now, with China's economy in straits, the government resorts to silencing discussion to hide the truth. With increasing local debt and depleted finances, even public servants face pay cuts. So if the country really runs out of money, what's the solution? The CCP's favorite phrase, "at all costs," implies that the people are expected to bear the costs. So who says your money is truly yours? Without the party and government's approval, how can you freely use it? This logic sheds light on the recent troubling incidents in Chinese banks. Furthermore, the Chinese Communist Party's original intent, as stated in the Communist Manifesto, is the abolition of private property, including personal savings. In their view, the individual's money, property, and even the individual themselves belong to the state. Wealthy individuals like Jack Ma, Xu Jiayin, and Wang Jianlin have publicly stated their wealth is available to the party if needed. This is a real case of putting on a show of patriotism. Many wonder about the wealthy. Where do they keep their money? Are they also affected by the inability to withdraw funds from banks? Many billionaires manage their wealth through private banks using zero-balance accounts, investing in cash equivalents. When expenditures arise, they issue checks from these accounts, and their bankers sell off short-term bonds, mutual funds, or CDs daily to cover these checks, maintaining a zero balance. Typically, the ultra-rich only hold about 1% of their wealth in cash or liquid assets, linking the majority to commercial papers, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and other financial instruments. Hence, those with substantial wealth have more options and space to maneuver during bank runs compared to ordinary people. The CCP's vested interest groups and the elite red families don't need to worry about bank runs or bankruptcies. Tragically, it is the common people who bear the brunt of these misfortunes. As increasing incidents in banks make it difficult for depositors to withdraw their money, the public's confidence in banks is decreasing. According to experts, confidence is crucial in the financial sector, being the key reason that determines whether banks can avoid runs and bankruptcy. It is almost certain that the CCP will struggle to escape the fate of bank runs. The digital yuan is on its way, seen as an official attempt to prevent bank runs, but it also represents a potential weapon for the government to control the populace's wealth. The winter of 2023 in China seems particularly harsh, but perhaps an even colder and more severe chill awaits in the future.